One of the great things about sports betting now, as opposed to years ago, is there are way more options available to sports bettors that they can possibly gain an advantage in. That applies to being creative in terms of how you make your wagers, and also in terms of the approach that you need to have each week. Let's talk about some of the creative stuff first.
Okay. You go back a long way when we started, Dave. The first thing you had to do is have a place to play. So you got a line. You need a line, and you need somebody that'll take your bet. Today, that's ubiquitous. It's everywhere. That's a big word.
I like it.
Yeah, I don't know how to spell it, though, but I can say it.
But I don't know what the hell it means.
Shop for lines. Get the best numbers on the games that you like.
Wow.
Or if you're following somebody, just make sure you shop for numbers, because over a long period of time, that will help you make money and help you not lose as much. Now, having a good opinion is, anywhere between 54 and 64% is what the range of a good season is. So what I'm telling you is having a good opinion is very important, but having different ways to bet your games is important. If you watch some of the segments, I'll say, well, I don't really like this game, but I kind of like the correlation. I like the dog and the under. I like the favorite and the over. And you might want to parlay that or even tease that. There are creative ways to make bets when they don't look like on paper it should be a bet. The other thing you can do is you can take a team and bet their total over or under, which is it's a mismatch, and this team's going to, they're laying a ton of points, but they might score 50 and the other team might score nothing. So you can't really tell if the game's going to go over or not, because the other team may not be able to score. But this team over their own total, which might be 35, 36, 38, might be an easy bet. Creative ways to bet.
And smart ways to bet. If you're still operating where you take your phone out and you call your bookie a couple hours before the game and you get the lines and you make the bets, I'm not talking to you, because you get no shot, okay? You may as well just take the money and throw it in the air. You're not winning. But there are ways to approach this now that give them a much better chance than they used to have. One, get more than one out, okay? I mean, it's 2016. Whether it's offshore, here in Nevada, obviously, you can get the phone apps for all the different casinos. Even if you're betting with underground books, they've got websites now. It's not like the old days where it's just, Joe in a phone room someplace going, yeah, what do you got? And give me 20 times on the Patriots. Those days are gone. Even the underground books, the illegal books, have their own websites now. It's much more sophisticated. What that means is you need a line service. You can either buy one or get one of the better ones that's out there, so that you can see where the lines are moving and make sure you capitalize in terms of getting good numbers. You got to get a feel for that, but it's huge. The other thing is to take it. Look, if you're watching these games in particular, and for those people who are stuck in the mentality, I don't need to watch the games, maybe you don't need to, but you're costing yourself money if you don't, because live betting offers a tremendous opportunity for a sharp observer to take advantage of soft lines, in particular if they've already got something going in the game. Middle opportunities galore. It's a great time to be a sports bettor. It's better than it's ever been, Jim.
Well, it totally is. I mean, we're not just talking about football. We're talking about all the sports.
No.
When Dave said live betting, in case you don't know what that means, in-game betting, where the lines are posted by your book on their website after every play, especially after every quarter,
right,
especially after every half. There's halftime.
Usually after every inning in baseball, timeouts.
Yes.
Timeouts
absolutely.
in football games. Here we go with it.
I mean, you get a favorite that's down 3-0 in the first inning. Now all of a sudden you get better odds on that favorite than you would have at the beginning of the game. In football, it's the same thing. Wow. They're laying 7 and they're down 7-0 when it comes to the first quarter. You're getting a better price. If you feel the team is really going to come back, they had a bad quarter, they're going to come back anyway, a lot of times you're going to win that game. And it goes the other way, too, with the underdog.
Great example of this. And you can leave this as the perfect example because it worked out beautifully. If you took the very first weekend of college football this season, you've got a standalone game on Labor Day between two very high-profile teams, Florida State and
Mississippi State.
and Ole Miss.
Ole Miss. Yeah.
And Ole Miss is killing him. If you've got an Ole Miss ticket, you're sitting there at 28-6, and you're feeling absolutely great.
Oh boy.
Well, but here's the thing: if you're watching that game, even when it got to 28-13, it was like, you see the momentum starting to change. And with live betting, you could get in there and take Florida State plus the points, plus a bunch of points at that time. At one point, there was a Florida State plus 15 out there. These are the advantages of being able to watch games and bet on it. The competition's fierce among the sports books, which means they're giving more opportunities for the bettors to get in there. They're just looking to hold their 4%. That means that if you're a sharp bettor, you've got a better chance to win now, I believe, than you ever have before.
And in live betting, and I'm not going to try to get too technical here, but in live betting, they're using algorithms to make the numbers, which means they're not, because there's so many games going on at the same time, they can't say, oh, look at that, and the dominance of the offensive, defensive. But you're watching one or two games, you can see that. But the algorithms are saying this team should be 7, when you know it should be maybe pick. So there's big edges in live betting, and that's what you really got to point to that, and you got to really get involved.
And of course, you want to be armed with the best information going in. The easiest way to do that, visit jimfeist.com.